Happy Friday! But before we head on to the week, bakit? Nararamdaman mo yung excitement?
It's been a long week.
But before we go to the weekend, though, let's finish the week. We've got LeBron James for you and the Lakers against Steph Curry and the Warriors in their final regular season showdown, plus a doubleheader to start the PBA Philippine Cup.
And after jumping through fog to claim gold, looks like anything's possible for EJ Obiena. We catch up with the Filipino pole vault star as he kicks off his outdoor season.
We just really have to ask him, nakita mo pa ba yung tinatakbo?
How?
We'll find out on the show. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Latuncala.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves. Mr. Moves puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stuck in another one. Bacunas rejecting Esteban for the play.
Steph Curry and LeBron James with one last duel this regular season, at least in what may just be a preview of the first round of the NBA playoffs. The two superstars that have combined age of 77 years scored a total of 70 points. But in the end, Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors beat King James and the Los Angeles Lakers in LA, 123 to 116. The two ageless wonders had a shootout of sorts in the third quarter, with LeBron scoring 12 of his team's first 14 points. But Steph responded by putting up 13 in a row before making three free throws to give the Bay an 88 to 77 lead heading into the fourth. The Lakers unleashed one last rally down the stretch behind big-time shots from LBJ and Austin Reeves. But the Warriors managed to hold on, survive their opponent's final attack. Dubs are number 5 in the West with 45 wins and 31 losses, and could very well face the 4th-seeded Lakers in round 1 of the playoffs. The Purple and Gold currently hold a record of 46 victories and 30 defeats. Here's Steph Curry talking about his team's mentality heading into the postseason.
It does. We've set a goal of trying to lift our level of play, preparing for hopefully a playoff series, but we know every game matters down the stretch, and the intensity has been crazy. That's what you love, like having something to play for is special.
You've definitely awed us with your three-point shooting before, but tonight under the basket, there was some serious creativity. Do you practice the falling out of bounds, getting fouled, flip over the head, or do those things just come with the shooter's touch?
My mom always used to say I was like the clumsiest kid, so I'm good when I'm off balance.
I love it. Lastly, this puts you within a game and a half of Denver. They're up next on your schedule. Just what's the Jimmy Butler effect on the confidence, the spirit, and everything heading into these critical games?
He doesn't need to remind anybody who he is and what he's accomplished everywhere he's gone. Just the competitiveness and the presence. You don't have to look at the box score every night. Very similar to Draymond. It's just he's going to be in the right place, make the right plays.
Meantime, a thriller in South Beach as Ja Morant delivers in crunch time to give his Memphis Grizzlies a much-needed victory over the Miami Heat. It was a tight battle from start to finish. Tyler Hero even tied the game at 108 after hitting a tough floater with less than 14 seconds to go. But that was more than enough time for Morant to answer back. Off a timeout, the Grizz chose to go inbound the ball full court, which gave the high-flying guard enough room to operate. With time winding down, Morant attacked the defense of Kel'el Ware before stopping on a dime to hit a walk-off game-winning jumper. Final score, 110 to 108 in favor of Memphis. Ja finished with 30 points to lead his squad. Hero tallied 35 markers in a losing cause. Morant's clutch shot revived the Grizzlies' chances of clinching a top 6 finish in the West. At the moment, they share an identical record of 45 wins and 32 losses with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Heat are still 9th in the East with 35 victories and 42 setbacks, but they're already assured of a play-in spot after the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Philadelphia 76ers. After the game, Ja recapped his heroic performance, which included calling his endgame defender a pigeon.
A pigeon guard me, go get a bucket, win the game.
The way you're answering that and the energy we had in this game, this one felt personal. What was different about this one?
The crowd get to booing me. They just woke me up for the second half, and I'm pretty sure they ain't happy going home now. So.
You told me today that you want to get back to playing free. You had a huge second half, 30 points. How free did you feel tonight?
I felt good. Felt pretty good. I got it rolling. My teammates encouraged me to, shoot more in the second half. I caught a little rhythm, foul trouble, kind of, paused that for a little moment. But smart play. I feel like I can be out there in foul trouble and still be disciplined and, get stops. And then offense, that's just natural. That just come to me. So.
And after, of course, a bit of an up and down week, just how big is a win like this as you all head to the postseason?
It feels good. Definitely feels good to get back in the win column. I know everybody excited. That's what we need. We just got to keep it rolling.
Just 4 more NBA games tonight. Here's a rundown of the scores. As mentioned, the Bucks took down the Sixers 126-113 as Giannis Antetokounmpo becomes the first player ever to drop a stat line of 35 points, 17 rebounds, and 20 assists. Paolo Banchero flirting with a triple-double, too, in the Orlando Magic's 109-97 victory over the Washington Wizards. Meanwhile, the Portland Trailblazers rally behind Danny Avdija again for a 112-103 dub over the Toronto Raptors. And lastly, Rudy Gobert dropping 21 points and 18 rebounds as the Minnesota Timberwolves crush the Brooklyn Nets 105-90.
Back here at home, the PBA Philippine Cup has officially opened, and the Terra Firma Jeep wasted no time to get on the board. The Jeep did not need 12 games to notch their first win this time, beating the Phoenix Fuel Masters 95-87. Terra Firma and Phoenix were neck and neck for the entire first half, but the Jeep took a slim 6-point lead at the break after a buzzer-beating 3 by Stanley Pringle. Then the Jeep started pulling away in the third, growing their lead to 20 at the end of the quarter. Terence Romeo was at the forefront of the onslaught. He scored all 17 points of his points in the second half, 14 in that pivotal third. The Fuel Masters tried to catch up in the fourth and were within 9 points in the final minute, but ultimately came up short. Here's Jeep head coach Raymond Tionco talking about the win and Romeo on bouncing back from a scoreless first half.
Committed sila lahat dun sa defense namin. We did good. May mga lapses pero nakapag-adjust naman kami kagad. Yung mga guards namin, big help dun sa mga bigs namin. So dun sa rotation namin sa defense, nakuha namin.
Unang-una yung defense actually nung Phoenix, nagko-collapse sila every time na nasa akin yung bola. So double sila ng double. So nahihirapan ako talaga hanapin yung points ko doon. So nagdidikoy ako kagaya ng sabi sa akin ni Coach Raymond na hanapin ko yung mga kasama ko. And then nung mga time na second half, siguro napansin nila na yun nga, puro lang ako pasa. Then medyo nagkakaroon ako ng open look. Luckily na pumapasok naman yung mga tira ko.
Well, as for the Meralco Bolts, they began their title defense against the Converge Fiber Xers. The Bolts were off to a slow start, and I mean really slow, even trailed the Fiber Xers 19-3 early on. But the reigning all-Filipino champs came alive in the second period to pull within 2 at the break, 44-42. The Bolts are looking to shake up an injury-riddled campaign in the previous conference. They're facing a Fiber Xer squad without Jordan Heading. He's reportedly out indefinitely due to back spasms. Coming up, Olympian pole vaulter EJ Obiena will join us on the show live to speak about following his outdoor gold in the Taiwan International Pole Vault Championship. Look at that. Catch that interview when play-by-play returns. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play, only on One News. Well, fresh off a success check in the indoor circuit, EJ Obiena kicked off his outdoor season with another golden performance.
The world number 4 pole vaulter ruled the Taiwan International Pole Vault Championship. He overcame the most insane foggy conditions to clear 5.50 meters and take the top prize. And today we catch up with him to talk about his experience in Taiwan, his current form, and what lies ahead for the rest of his 2025 campaign. Good evening, EJ. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Tess guys, Sir Andre. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Can you hear us loud and clear, Jay?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right.
go ahead.
First
check.
of all, congratulations on your win.
Woo!
Second, for us regular people, when we encounter fog, I mean, we can't even drive in it properly. We go as slow as we possibly can. But you, running full speed.
With, well, like zero visibility too.
How, EJ?
I had no choice.
How? My goodness. Can you take
Oh,
us, can you walk us through that moment,
Yeah,
please?
yeah. So we can experience it. May nakita ka pa ba sa dinadaanan mo nung time na yun, Jay?
Well, a few meters up ahead, I can. Maybe siguro mga 5 to 10 meters po. But of course, it's not optimal, I would say. Typically, I would have stopped. But then again, I felt like, I'm competing in Asia. If I lose this, because I have not jumped any bars just yet at that competition. This is my opening height. And then the fog just came in. So I had pretty much no choice. They wanted to delay it. But the American vaulters said, okay, we want to keep jumping. They want to keep jumping. It's like, well, if you want to keep jumping, I have no choice but to keep up with them and not delay the competition. So just show up and really do what I could. And luckily I made a bar on my last attempt. And that's the story of it.
Brother, I know how tough you are. You've gone through the toughest challenges in your pole vault, sensational pole vault career. But I think this has to be ranked up there. But given the visibility issues, as we're seeing the highlights earlier, how kumbaga foggy nga talaga, paano ka nag-adjust? How did you adjust your approach? Kasi check, especially si EJ, you missed your first 2 attempts at 5.50 meters. So paano mo, what did you tell yourself na I gotta do something because I just missed these 2 crucial 5.50 meter attempts?
I'm probably gonna tell the story of the first 2 attempts first. So the first jump, I basically landed and I don't know where I was. That's actually where it's like, oh, I hope I landed the pit, and like I guess I can't see. Then the pole was too soft. So I changed to the second one and then it's still too soft. Then the third one, I knew it could still be soft maybe, but I changed with a bigger pole and I'm just like, okay, I hope I hit this right. If I do, I'll be fine. So that's how it kind of went. And I asked one of my teammates to stand beside the runway so I know more or less I can see. So I gave him my hoodie, my orange hoodie. Luckily, I was wearing orange that day. And I gave it the hoodie and I said, just stand there, don't move. You're gonna be my reference point. So when I pass you, I know more or less that's gonna be the box. It's gonna be like 17 meters up ahead.
Mo, yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I did. Luckily, it played out pretty okay.
Jay,
Safe and
masasabi,
sound.
yeah, can you say, ito ba masasabi mo yung pinakamahirap mo ng pole vault na, kumbaga, given the conditions?
Yeah, I would say that, yes. This is probably one, if not the toughest.
Oo. Nakamakita.
It looks like it.
I would have stopped, like literally leap of faith. Like I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
if it's gonna be my day, it's gonna be my day.
And it was your day. But of course, you just kicked off your outdoor season. You have a ways to go for this year. We just want to check on how you're feeling physically, mentally at this point of the season. Would you say you're at 100%, or is there still room for you to build up?
There's still room for me to build up. I need to get better for sure. I know that last year I lost quite a bit because of the injury, and then bouncing back, the sensation is not the same. So I needed to adjust for the whole season last year. So my technique kind of got messed up with the situation. So I'm trying to get used to it. It's getting better for sure, better and better. But as I said, indoor season, the inconsistency definitely showed. I only won 2 of the 5 meets that I competed, which it's not great. It's not a great result. So yeah, there's a lot for me to move on and really still improve. Outdoor season is quite long, so I believe I have enough time.
Jay, with the big competitions ahead, what are your main goals, expectations for the rest of the year? And right now, April, first quarter done. How would you assess the first 4 months of 2025 for you? And as I said, sabi ko nga, what are your, kumbaga, what's the schedule look like for you and the goals na ni EJ Obiena to finish the rest of 2025?
Schedule-wise, it's probably our main goal for the season at least. What I mean by for the season is for until the September is the World Championship. I'm gonna be in Tokyo around mid-September. Around mid-September. So that's the main goal. Everything that would happen is a build-up from there on. So I'm gonna be competing in the first leg of the Diamond League in China, and the next one also in China. There's two of them, and then I'm gonna do the Asian Championship and then fly back to Europe. Initial goals is probably improve my world ranking and get into where I believe I should be, and be consistent at higher heights. I mean, there's, like I said, there's really a lot of work that I need to do to bounce back, but if there's gonna be time to do it, it's now.
All right, EJ, I wish we had so much more time with you, but we have time for one last question. Before we let you go, we've heard talks about more pole vault facilities being built in the Philippines.
Yes.
And you yourself have been very active in making sure that, the youth of today know that pole vaulting is a very viable option for them. These facilities are so important for the sport's growth. Just needed to pick your brain on it, your thoughts, your feelings.
I mean, it's very simple, right? You make it accessible, then there's going to be more kids that's going to take part. In partnership with DepEd, thank God they finally put women's pole vault available. So this Palarong Pambansa would have women's pole vault, and that in itself is a big step for me. And I believe, the women's sport in Philippines definitely is a good place to start the grassroots, and that's why every pit that we start to donate and look for, we really push the coaches and to bring your female athletes and female vaulters of the future. So my goal is to make sure that the population of pole vaulting is more. The more talents that we have, the more chances of winning we have internationally. That's all really for me. Nothing less and nothing other than that.
All right.
Jay, maraming salamat for your time, brother. Alam kong you're supposed to come here in the studio. Next time, bisita ka. I know you're in Vermosa right now. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you so much for your time, Olympian pole vaulter EJ Obiena.
All right, now from pole vaulting, how about, grabe pa rin yun. I still can't get over with how
that
difficult
footage was crazy. If that were me in the car,
Just stop and pull over. Now let's move on to the Tower Flex as the crisscross King Crunchers live to fight another day in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. The King Crunchers forced a winner-take-all Game 3 in the finals after beating the Signal HD Spikers in 5 sets in Game 2. Crisscross raced to an early 2-0 lead, but Signal was just determined to complete a reverse sweep here. Tied at 11-all, the King Crunchers pounced on the HD Spikers with a 3-0 run to reach match point. Jao Mandal would get one back for Signal, but team captain Kim Malabunga would eventually seal the deal with a running attack. Final score, 25-20, 25-15, 18-25, 22-25, and 15-12. Game 3 is set this Sunday still at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. We're taking a quick break, but coming up, a reaction from Scottie Thompson on making the PBA's list of greatest players. Find out what the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel superstar had to say after becoming the youngest member to get included in that very exclusive club. That story and more when play-by-play Thank God it is Friday, but before we go to the weekend, one last highlight reel for you. End of work week, all NBA today's lineup in the highlight reel. Here we go. We start off with the Bucks and the Sixers in Philly. Look at Giannis being doubled here. And what does he do? Gets in trouble trap, cross court, difficult pass. Torian Prince free for three. Bang, bang, bang. Wow, what a play there. Take a look at the coaching staff and the bench loving that one. And look at the bench. They knew. Leave Torian Prince open. He will knock that three down. Prince had 13 markers. Giannis really was just a monster here. 35 points, 17 rebounds, career high, 20 assists. History as well. As the first NBA player ever to have that stat line. That's crazy. Bucks win 126-113 in Philly. Okay. Now let's move to the Warriors and the Lakers in LA. Look at Curry dancing with Luka. Oh, look at the handles. Going through, slicing through the middle, and then that simple trademark finger roll from the chef. And look at the bench of the Golden State Warriors loving that. Look at Luka. Luka, you make defenders dance, I'm going to make you dance. And look at that. Steph's doing it. Look at Steph. He doesn't age, man. He's just unbelievable. And that high floater, which he practices before the game, works for him every time. Curry, 37 points on this one. Warriors take down the Lakers in LA's home floor, 123-116. Lastly, Cheska mentioned this earlier. How about Ja Morant? Masterpiece here. Look at Ja against Khalil Ware. Gets a 7-footer for the win. The bounce, and it's good. Look at the Memphis. Look at the Memphis bench. And look at Ja. Hopefully no guns this time. He does that, and hopefully he doesn't do it anymore. Look at this difficult shot with time winding down for the win. That's why he's a superstar. Ja, 30 points in this thriller. Memphis beats Miami 110-108. One more time. Step back. Win. Check.
Thank you for the highlights. And before we go, no slowing down Barangay Ginebra San Miguel superstar Scottie Thompson, even after he became the youngest member of the PBA's 50 greatest players list. The 31-year-old do-it-all guard was among the 10 new additions to the exclusive club. Thompson, along with 8-time MVP Junmar Fajardo, are the only active players on the list. The 2021 PBA MVP says he was shocked to be included, as he says he's still young in his career. The selection committee had earlier said league MVPs are an automatic inclusion to the list. Scotty is just in his 9th season in the PBA, but he is already a 7-time champion, a 2-time finals MVP, and a 2-time best player of the conference winner. Here's Thompson reacting to his inclusion to the greatest players list.
Truly blessed lang, no, na mabigyan ng ganung opportunity sa buhay. We all know not everyone, no, na nabibigyan ng chance ng ganun. At I think sobrang daming deserving, that sobrang blessed na napasama ako doon sa spot na yon. And beyond that, I'm still young, no, sa career ko. And I have to keep working hard pa. At alam kong marami pang darating na opportunity sa buhay ko. So not just sa basketball, but even in life. I think for me, it's a testament of my hard work, no? Kasi kahit papaano alam ko naman kung gaano ko pinaghirapan yung mga na truly blessed lang na nakasama dun.
Well, people say ang daming na-exclude, but you know, he deserves it. More than anything else, Scotty deserves it. I've known this guy for a decade. Kakaninong ko lang sa anak niya, pangalawa anak, kay Austin ng Tuesday. So congratulations. And they also mentioned on Instagram, announced they're having their 3rd baby. Boy na naman ang anak ni Scotty. Sabi ko, ano Scott? Bubo daw siyang team eh.
First 5.
May Astor, may Austin. Ano kaya yung pangatlo? But congratulations to Scotty, to Jinky, and to the Thompson family. And that's all from us tonight. Catch us again on Monday at 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
What a show, what a week. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Letoncalao. Thank you for watching. Happy Friday, everyone. Good night.